Yo, 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 what's up, everyone? Welcome to Angel's Honest Podcast with your boy, Angel. I got a very special guest, my hermano. I've been knowing him for a very long time. I used to live in San Francisco. I moved to Concord when I was 9 years old. I went to an elementary school named Sunterrace. And I walked in, gave a couple ladies the wink.
More than the wink.
And upon all that, I ran into and met one of the coolest people I could have ever met. So I'm glad to introduce my hermano, my best friend, Fabian.
What's up, everybody? I'm so glad to be on this podcast. What's up, dude?
What's up? How's everything?
Hella cool, dude. Just came back from work, working with robots. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It makes me think about, like, the future of, like, jobs and shit. Like, I don't know. What's the future gonna store? Right now, it's robots. You know how, like, robots are, like, taking over jobs. It just makes me think about all that.
Yeah, heck yeah. Especially here. Like
in the Bay Area? Fuck, man. Crazy.
So, what's really cool is, on top of you working with robots and doing your thing, you also do your blogs.
Yeah.
So you kind of want to share a little bit on that?
Yeah, so, like, I always had a passion for writing ever since I was in middle school. I guess I discovered it in middle school, where I would kind of, like, write in, kind of, like, when I was bored or something, I would just write these, like, little short stories. I remember, I don't know if you remember Chani, or, like, just random. We would, like, write, like, these scary stories, and I'd write you, Juan, and, like, some other random people.
Whoa.
Like, remember? It was, like, haunted houses and shit.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I write these, like, scary stories. I remember that. I don't know why. But I always liked writing. It was always something that I was, like, really into. Then, you know, I didn't, like... Because people tell you, like, oh, you know, writing isn't really, like, a thing. Blah, 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 blah. So I didn't really focus it, but it was always something that gave me, like... You know, it gave me food for the soul, so to speak. Every time I did it, it made me happy. Every time, like, it reduced my anxiety. I don't know, it was just a way for me to express myself.
Yeah, that's deep. That's dope.
Yeah, and, like, I've always liked it, but I didn't really realize it could be a career path. So, you know, I've been kind of, like, you know, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm doing in my life. I'm 20... I'm going to be 27 next month. You know, so... I'm still trying to figure out, like, what's the best way, you know, my life, and, like, trying to figure out, like, is it a career? Do I do writing full time? Is there writing careers? Do I just do writing as a hobby, then turn it into a career? I'm just trying to explore different avenues. But one thing's for sure is that I like to write, so that's why I have this blog. It was a way for me to, like, express myself. So I love to write, but there's no way for, like, the world to, like, see it. So this is for me, like, to share it with the world, type of thing.
Man, that's dope. That's very cool. Yeah, you got a lot of dope ones. Yeah. Like, I already had it and I got nervous.
Nah, no worries.
So on quitting and betting on my dreams,
Yeah.
which is the first one, right? From
Yeah,
the blogs.
the very first one. I'm actually pull it up right now too. It's been a while.
What I really liked though was how you gave the whole background of how you went to Cal State East Bay.
Yeah.
You went and got your degree.
Mhm.
Realized it wasn't for you. Went to LMC.
Mhm.
What happened at LMC?
So LMC, I was studying. I did the kinesiology. You know, I really liked the people. I liked, you know, it was very interesting to me. But when I got into kind of like the real world, or whatever you want to call it, actually clinical experience and looking at patients and doing all that kind of stuff, I realized that I didn't like it, and it wasn't because I wasn't interested. It's just I didn't like it. It didn't fit my personality. I didn't like the fact, there's a few things I didn't like, such as, like, the fact you gotta deal with insurance, and, like, that kind of limits the amount you want to treat with the patient. And there's just a lot of, like, little things like that just kind of irritated me. So I decided, I get my degree. I was like 3 months in before I decided that really wasn't what I wanted to do. 3 months before graduating, how crazy is that? But there was this class. It was called the Philosophy of Sport, and they had to make you do an essay, and the essay was, how would you live your best life? And while reflecting on that, I realized that kinesiology wasn't what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. Because, I don't know if people go into depth. I don't know how far people think about careers. But when you're doing a career, it's going to be a good chunk of your life. It's going to be 30, 40, the rest of your life. So you want to do something you want to enjoy for the rest of your life. You don't want to hate your life. And, there's careers that have lots of money, but is that what you really want to do? Is that what you really want to, spend your time? Are you in it for the money? Because if you're in it for the money, you're in it for the wrong reason. Because you're going to be unhappy. And that just made me think, like, kinesiology, it was cool, it was interesting, I loved the professors were cool at Cal State East Bay. It was a very interesting subject. I learned a lot. Some of it still sticks to me to today. However, it wasn't something I could see myself doing. And I kind of realized, it kind of hit me hard. I'm like, shit, I'm about to graduate, but now I just realized the thing I'm about to graduate in is not what I want to do.
That's crazy.
So it hit me like a ton of bricks. So, because part of, I have ADHD, so a part of it, I need to be stimulated. So it has to do with I think it has to do with dopamine or something like that, where I'm not making enough dopamine in my brain, and that kind of throws everything a little bit off. So I thought, firefighting is cool. It's you're helping people, you're more out in the streets, you're working kind of with your hands, you're fighting fires, that's what I thought.
Badass.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just helping people, and you get to fight fires, and I wouldn't mind helping other people. I've always liked helping people. It's just my nature.
Yeah.
But I started getting to the program. I became an EMT and everything. Then I realized that firefighters, most of them are becoming paramedics, which is nothing wrong with that. If anything, people love the medical field. It's actually a really good field because it teaches you the very basis of medical medicine. So, dealing with patients in case there's a broken neck or more serious trauma, or, fucking pneumothorax, or, fucking somebody gets cut in their throat, what do you do? Broken spine or whatever. It's really interesting field. But for me, I was trying to stay away from the medical field because there's a lot of reasons why. And firefighting is becoming more medicine than firefighting, and I didn't like that. And then I was like, oh shit, I stumbled again into a medical field. Shit, here I go again. So then, I did the EMT thing. I let my professor, I was in the middle of a course. I was becoming a firefighter. I was maybe 2 more classes away from becoming, the next step, which would be going to firefighter school or whatever. But I said, I talked to my professor, and I said, listen, I really like your course. I really enjoyed everything that you do. I'm very passionate. I want to say thank you because you were an ex-firefighter. You sacrificed your life. You put yourself in dangerous situations. However, for me, I don't think it's going to be a right fit. So I need to focus on my writing. So then I told him that. And then, that's when I quit going to college, community college, LMC. And then the little money that I did have, I was working these weird odd jobs. I didn't really know how to do it, but I was reading books. I read this book, The Well-Fed Guide to Becoming Self-Publishing or something like that. Really good book. I forgot the author's name, but it was it got me interested. Wow, I can actually do this. It's gonna be a little bit of work, but it's okay. So I wanted to put it out there. I started off as a blog and just kind of get more practice into it.
Yeah.
So that's how I started. That's why I wrote quitting. Betting and quitting.
Yeah. It was dope. When I was rereading it.
Yeah.
I really liked how you were saying how you went back and told your professor. You told him straight up this isn't what I want to do, but thank you.
Yeah.
And it's funny too, because when I was reading that, I was thinking too, like, those random times we would run into each other at the library.
Yeah.
Like at school. Like,
That's right. Dude.
So I'd be like I was reading it, I'm like, man, I remember that one time, like, I'm just walking in, I like turn, and I just see you at the computer, like, hey.
Yeah, dude, fucking EMT is no joke. If you're gonna be an EMT, man, like, you gotta study your ass off.
Yeah, respects.
Yeah. Yeah, especially like when you're first starting off, like a lot of kids, you know, I was in the class and a bunch of them are 18, 19-year-olds, you know, trying to be firefighters, and you know, they're still like, you know, we still got that kid mentality, the high school mentality, like, kind of play around, blah, blah, not really taking it seriously. And, you know, not surprisingly, half of them failed that class. Yeah. You know, so if you're going to go into a medical profession like EMT, firefighter, take it seriously, make sure that's something you really want to do. People who are firefighters, take it seriously, because that's, you know, that's what they want to do. So if anybody out there is going to be an EMT or a firefighter, I'm just letting them know right now, be prepared to do work and, you know, be serious about it. You know, have fun, whatever, go out with your friends, like, but just take it to the minimum. You need EMT, you need to have a lot of licenses under your belt, you need to be, like, on top of your shit. You need CPR, fucking EMT, what do they call it? You gotta be EMT certified, you know, and you gotta pass a test. You gotta do a lot of shit. You gotta have your vaccinations up to date. Like, just take it seriously, you know. Me, I took it seriously, but I realized it wasn't for me. I completed the course, got my certificate, passed the test, I did everything. It takes, you know, a good amount of time, but at least I tried it. And I can't, like, you know, I'm not the type of person where I just quit halfway. I just wanted to try it. So,
yeah, now you got all this wisdom, like, you're able to, like, get exactly everything you're saying right now. Like,
yeah.
For somebody who's hearing it,
oh yeah,
that's dope. Like, for real, like, really take it serious.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, man. Like,
yeah.
I learned a lot, but you know, maybe I hope whoever's out there, they can learn, like, you know, if you're gonna be in that field, just take it seriously. That's all I say. Because those people, they put their lives in danger. They go out there and, you know, put themselves in dangerous situations. You know, there's people that go on the job, they, you know, you could get, you know, in a violent situation. So just be prepared, take it seriously, talk to your friends, talk to your family members, like, talk to firefighters, you know, get some experience. Make sure it's something that you really want to do, because it's something that, you know, it's a profession that you could possibly die, or you can get seriously injured.
Yeah, so just be ready for it.
Yeah.
And that's dope.
Yeah.
So after that,
what's up?
After you went through all that,
yeah.
you decided it wasn't for you.
Yeah.
You know, you did a couple more vlogs.
Yeah.
And then another one came up on different perspectives.
Yeah.
So that one really hit me, because one is well written, well thought.
Thank you.
Well thought.
Yeah.
And it's just like the whole story behind it is crazy.
Now let me pull up that one too.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I give you and the audience the accurate information. But yeah, basically the whole point of that post was about understanding other people. Sometimes when we live our lives, we're so narrowly focused on ourselves and how we can get better and how we can, you know, get that job that we want, or, you know, we're so focused, I don't want to say self-absorbed, but we're just so focused on our lives and our goals and our accomplishments that we forget that when we work with other people, that they come from different backgrounds, or they come from, like, how would I say this? They have a different story than you do. All you know is your own story, because that's all you've ever known. So just to, like, be, you know, the whole point, it's the whole story is like the best friend, you know, kind of, you know, he ends up committing suicide, and this other friend finds his glasses, and he kind of goes through a whole journey of, you know, hardship. I don't want to spoil it, but he goes through, like, hardship, and he starts to understand, you know, his friend. And sometimes we don't understand the person because we're not living their life, we're just living ours, and But sometimes, people can be lonely, depressed. There's a reason why anxiety and depression are increasing throughout the years. We're becoming more addicted to social media, and we're becoming a very lonely society. So it's interesting to put yourself in someone's shoes and understand what's going on, like the mental processes. So the best friend puts on the glasses. He not only gets to see what his friend is going through, but he's actually feeling what he's feeling. So that way he can understand me. So that's the whole point, pretty much.
Yeah, it's like the empathy for one another.
Yeah.
Try to understand one another.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, it does get crazy. No, seriously, like exactly what you said, like, we're all on our own goals and dreams, like, sometimes I'll be doing that. Like, I really just be focused in what I'm doing right now, and I completely forget everything, But I always try to keep that little bit of empathy, where I'm not judging, or myself mostly, too, because I feel like a lot of anxiety and depression comes from just judging yourself. So, I try to have different perspectives to keep that, I guess, balance.
Yeah. No, it's good that you do that. I wish more people would, but yeah, I do it sometimes too. I'm not gonna lie. Like, there's times where I'm so focused on like living in the Bay Area. I want to have like my own place, and I'm still living, my mom's place. It's not something I'm proud of, but
It's cool.
it's not something that I'm proud of, but it's like in the Bay Area where the rent keeps increasing and like wages keep stagnating. It's becoming like that. It's getting to that point where it's becoming really hard. Like, I remember like when I was having like a little bit of issue between my family and my family, my girlfriend and I. There was like a little bit of drama. I'm not gonna lie. There was a point where I was like, shacking in my car, and it's not because I wanted to. It's because I can't afford a place to just be like, hey, I have my own place. I can come and go whenever I want. It's very difficult out here in the Bay Area, and that's something that I've like wanted to talk to you about. What do you think about the Bay Area? What do you think about like, the rent increasing, and like, what's your opinion about that?
Yeah. So I have two different things on how I see it.
Okay.
Okay. So just to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
But the first one I'm gonna say like. So I'll go from what I thought. So I guess like earlier before you came, I was on Twitter and I was just going, and I follow KTVU, the Channel 2 News.
Oh yeah.
And they had this like, I guess like stats of what the middle class is. I don't know the exact numbers, but I know like San Francisco was like almost 200,000 annually to be a middle class, and I think the highest was Fremont. It was like 244,000.
Wow. It's crazy.
A year. I was like, damn, Fremont.
Yeah. We think of Fremont, we don't think 244,000.
Yeah.
I
would think San Francisco was more. So
yeah,
I was
it's crazy.
Like, so it's like, and that's inland. So for me, I was like, what? So it kind of like, to have that as a standard, it's like, it's kind of unrealistic for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because not everybody wants to go out there like. So for me, the reason why I kind of think of both ways is because like my mind is more shifted to like entrepreneur more type. So for me, it's a challenge, but I like it because I can be like, I can get there. No matter how long it takes, no matter the struggle, the process, I can get there to where I can be able to afford where I want to live. But at the same time too, not everybody has that mind because we're all different.
That's
so
true.
it's always that. From perspectives to empathy.
Yeah.
So I can't be on here and be like, oh, well, you don't want to do it. Like, no, like, that's foolish of me. So I feel like it's not cool because everybody has to take care of their family. Some people like only making 50,000. Some people like making only 30,000. And that's nothing wrong because they're happy.
Yeah.
So why do they have to move from what they know, because they can't afford it when they've been here their whole lives? So I'm kind of like that. But what kind of gives me like a little bit of hope is like, I don't know if you know Marshawn Lynch.
Yeah.
So I guess I was watching like a couple months ago. He was like, I guess, but he has though.
Yeah.
But it inspired me though, and he's basically, I can't really pronounce what it is, like gentrification.
Yeah. Gentrification.
So what he's doing is with his money, he's buying property in Oakland.
Yeah.
And so then he can like apartments and stuff. So then he can have that his set price so he can have it low for people to still live there.
Mm.
So for me, it kind of inspired me to be like,
That's cool.
Well, why don't I
didn't
try
know
and do
about
that? You
Yeah.
know? But it's like realistically, I can't be able to afford for like millions of people, you know?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I would only help like maybe 20 people.
Yeah. So there's a blessing and a curse of living in the Bay Area. I love the Bay Area. I fucking love you guys. I love the Bay, from San Francisco, San Jose, Concord. I consider Concord the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Fucking Fremont, Livermore, like everything. I love everything. I love the Bay. I love the mountains. I love the nature. There's so many like parks. There's so many like things to do. Just going to San Francisco or the peninsula, it's just like so amazing. We live by natural water. We live by the mountains. It's incredible, and that's why it hurts me. It like irks me that every year the rent keeps going up and up, and it's like we are the Bay Area. The blacks, the whites, the Latinos, the Asians, the Filipinos, the Koreans. We're the one that makes it. We are the Bay Area.
Yeah, the culture.
So what happens? Like you said, that KTVU. I was actually curious, like, what's going on with the Bay Area? Like, is it me? Am I the only one that feels this way? Like, I'm like, I don't know, just,
Yeah.
So I went to YouTube during work when it was kind of slow. That's my boss. Too late, I guess. I was watching like YouTube videos, and it was just last year. They were doing an analysis of the rent in the Bay Area, and it seems like every county, Alameda, Contra Costa, all the ones in the peninsula, it all went up by 10%, including Contra Costa. And this is where we live. This is where I grew up. This is like, I don't know, and it really hurt because, you would always think, about Oakland and Richmond going up. These are used to be very ethnically diverse. Black, Asian, and now they're getting kicked out, moving to Pittsburgh, Antioch, because they can't afford, the East Bay. And now Concord is coming up, and now Pittsburgh is going to go up, and now Antioch's going up every year. Like, where are people going to go? Are they going to end up in Tracy, traveling to Oakland because they can't afford Concord and Antioch anymore? Like, it really, throws me off, and it's really sad, and that's why I made on Facebook, I said the Bay Area Betrayal, because the people that make up the Bay Area are getting forced out by developers that are, or just rent owners, jacking up the rent. What they do is they'll say they'll do a renovation, and they'll fix something small, and then just jack up the rent, which is like a loophole in the law. Jack up the rent, say, oh, we're gonna, we're gonna fix the toilet, and they fix one thing that's considered a renovation, and then they kick out old, people that used to live there and increase the rent by like fucking 300%. And so now a fucking studio in fucking San Jose costs like $1,400. A studio. We're not talking about bedroom. A studio.
Damn.
And I'm trying to I work. It's a blessing and a curse. I live, the Bay Area. I have to take responsibility that Facebook, I shouldn't say that. Technology companies, social media companies, live in the peninsula, mostly in Mountain View, and I don't want to say it's their fault, but it kind of is, because that kind of started the trend. You're making cool money, so you're gonna go out there and put more money into it. So then the renters go out there and say, oh look, they're gonna put more money, so then they increase the rent. And so if they increase the rent, their neighbors are gonna want the same pie. They're gonna want all that action, so they start increasing their rent. So then all these tech, all these renters are increasing the rent because they know that the people that have tech companies will pay more. So now those who are teachers, those who are, even firefighters, and those who are police officers, people who have noble professions that want to work because they love what they do, are getting basically booted out of the Bay Area or priced out. And then it's like, what's going to happen in the future? Are we not going to have police officers? Are we not going to have firefighters? Are we not going to have teachers? Maybe I'm exaggerating, but maybe I'm not. There's a reason why the teachers in Oakland are going on strike.
Yeah.
There's a reason why a lot of teachers are going on strike right now, because it's so disappointing that their hometown, people just want a very basic thing. They want to be able to work. They live where they work, and that's it, and live comfortably. And it's not that hard, but it makes it really difficult in the Bay Area where it's almost impossible. And yes, there is Uber and Lyft and all this gig stuff, but let me tell you something. If in the future all we have is gigs, there's not going to be 401ks, there's not going to be health benefits. That means we're going to have to pay for it. What kind of shit is that? I don't know. What do you think?
Damn, that was.
It's a lot of shit, but yeah, I just want, I'm really curious of like what you think about the Bay Area. Like, what do you think?
Well, damn, now that you put it all like that, I just. How can I not agree? But it does really go up, and it's really hard, especially when you're by yourself. Like, you got families moving in together. You got people in San Francisco renting one room with like 5 people because they can't afford to like own it on their own.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, and they all come. Some can't take showers. Like I said, they don't live comfortably. They're tired. They come to work. They're frustrated with laying on other people. Everybody's just mad. So it's kind of like.
For good reason though, either mad, they're stressed out because they work fucking 2 jobs.
Yeah.
Possibly a third. Some people work 3 jobs. And they don't really have a weekend. They work. Our generation works our asses off, and it's really sometimes it pisses me off when there's people that say, oh, the millennials or the new generation, they're lazy, they're this or that. I'm like, fuck you, dude. Like, I want you to fucking start working at 20 years old where you can't afford a place. Like, fuck you. Like, it really pisses me off. It makes me want to say, like, fuck you guys, because you guys, yeah, okay, whatever, we have more job opportunities, but those job opportunities, again, we don't get benefits, we don't get 401k, we don't get a lot of shit you guys used to have. So, like that's not cool. Like, what kind of shit is that?
Yeah,
I know a lot of people that are working like 2 or 3 jobs. They're humble, good working people, and they have to do that to survive. We're not even talking about living. We're not talking about going out to vacations and having that time. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about having to choose between having gas in your car and having food. And I've been in that situation where I had to choose, and it fucking sucks. I have to choose between either eating a meal or having gas so I can get on the next meal and work. And that, nobody should be put through that. It makes you rethink, like, what's the Bay Area gonna be? What happened to the politicians? What happened to the people that used to fight for us? Like, are we just, like, I don't know. It's really disappointing. It's really disappointing. Like I said, the rent keeps increasing unless somebody stops it, or unless there's like a big action, like somebody like really big says, hey,
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, every time you walk anybody who's in the Bay Area knows, if you go to San Francisco, especially in Powell Station and BART, it looks like a third world country. There's people sleeping on floors. There's like 20 people there, and it's crazy. Why are we having so much homelessness? Why is this happening? Why did we allow it to get to this point where homelessness is rampant? And those people, it's a lot of times it's not their fault. A lot of times in the Bay Area, you're one paycheck away. Now, from being homeless. And that's really scary. It's really scary, and it's really disappointing. And that's why I say, like, the Bay Area betrayal, because why are we getting to this point? And if nothing gets done, the problem is going to continue to get worse. Things are going to get automated. This is not a what if. It is. Things are going to get automated. A lot of people are going to be out of work. So we got to figure out like a better way to do this, because if we're going to have, a Bay Area or, a society that's thriving, can't have a lot of people like sleeping in their cars. I used to sleep in my car. I'm not proud of it, but I had to do it because I didn't have a job and I was looking for a job in the meantime. And it was really hard. And between dealing with the police, private parking lots, and security, and like people harassing you and thinking that you're a drug addict even though you're not, you're just trying to, sleep because there's nowhere to sleep, and you have to kind of sometimes go into like etchy and sketchy neighborhoods and take a chance. Somebody might break into your car or fucking pull a gun on you or something, and that's kind of like the risk, you know. And I don't know, just a lot. I've been thinking about that, as you can tell. I've been thinking about this a lot.
No, it's good, man. It's really good. Yeah, because it's wild out there. Like, even here in Concord, you can't even... You have to work 2 jobs if you want to afford something. Here in Concord, you can't even have one.
Yeah.
It's like... And everybody got families here, too. So it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm only living here because I work in San Francisco. It wasn't for that. Just that pay difference, I wouldn't even be living this. I wouldn't be able to afford it.
What is the minimum wage out here? Like $13 or $12?
Yeah,
like,
something like
the
that.
way are you gonna do with $12 an hour?
For real.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
It's like nothing is nothing is where you get in 2 weeks.
No way in hell.
Nothing.
What are you gonna do? $12 an hour ain't shit. It's like what, $600 like in 2 weeks? Like what is it? It's just ain't shit, man. That's why I had to get a job way out there in like Mountain View, in the peninsula.
Just to make up.
I wanna like live out in San Jose, but the reality is hitting me hard. I have to live with like five people. Like I don't know how else I'm gonna make it.
Yeah, right.
Or like I talk to my girlfriend and we have this conversation like, should I change my career? What kind of career should I get into? Like, I love writing, but it's not gonna like, in the Bay Area, it's like, it's not gonna like pay the bills.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But it might over time.
It might in the future if like I still have other projects at work, but like at this very moment, I don't want to be in a situation where I have to choose between food and gas, because that really sucks. Between like, I have to choose between rent and food. Do I really want to be in that situation? I don't.
Yeah.
Do I have to go to the food bank and be in line for the food bank so I can have rent and have a place to stay? Like, doesn't that sound kind of crazy? Is it just me or like?
No, yeah.
Is it?
Crazy, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Should be able to at least have a meal.
Yeah. One. Why is it so hard to get one meal out here? Like, I don't know.
Beauty and the Curse, huh?
Yeah. Beauty and the Curse of the Bay Area.
Damn.
I know it's heavy. Sorry, y'all.
It's cool, man. It's hella cool.
I hope this opens up a dialogue. Like, I really do. Because sometimes I feel it's just me, or I don't know. I hope other people are also seeing that the rent is going crazy. Like, no one's gonna afford to live in the Bay Area. People are gonna be moving to like Modesto. It's funny because when I was doing catering, because I was trying to make up for not having a job, since all the jobs out there were paying less, the catering was the only thing that was paying between like 18 and 25. That's not consistent, but it was still paying good. So I was working in a vineyard by like San Jose. No, it's Woodside. Around that area.
Okay.
And I met this woman, and she says, like, she has her 9 to 5, but on weekends she has to do catering, and she's coming from Modesto.
Damn.
She's coming from Modesto, and she's traveling to get extra work because she can't even afford the little money that she's making full time in Modesto. So she has to travel to get extra money to pay for like food and shit.
It's crazy. No, that reminded me of we went to like me and my brother, a couple of coworkers. We went to Great America for I think it was like the Halloween hunt.
Oh yeah.
And it was the end of the night. The park was already closing. We were by I think it was Roar. What was the last ride we went on? For when we went for New Year's.
Oh shit. Is it the Psycho Mouse?
Yeah.
It was the Psycho Mouse, I think.
No. Remember we were like gonna leave, and then the wooden ride was open. And we're like,
the Grizzly?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And so it was the end of the night, and we were right there, and it was 2 securities. And I guess they were waiting for everybody to leave because, and it was like 1 a.m, because they had to get a bus with hella other people who got hired, I think Fresno, to come all the way to Santa Clara to work because they couldn't find anything out there. And because, they have to afford to live, so they came on a bus. I think it was like 3 hours.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, just because they couldn't afford it. So, right now that you said that, it's like, it's crazy.
Like, is it, there's a reason, I don't know if you you're up to the news, but I remember seeing like a lot of people like leaving California because they're like, we pay taxes and yet look what we're getting. We're not getting shit back. We're not getting the housing that we're gonna get. We're not getting it really like a lot of help.
Yeah.
So it's like we pay taxes, but then you're increasing our rent. We go to work, we do our due diligence because we like to work, but then you're like kicking us out. So what kind of shit is that? It's like you're kissing me and slapping me at the same time. Like,
man, that's hella true.
Like what kind of shit? Like, are you gonna like? I don't know. And that's why a lot of people moved to Nevada, my sister included.
Oh wow.
One of my sisters ended up moving to Nevada, just because it's like I want to raise my kid nice, but I can't raise my kid in she was living like in this very small area, and with her boyfriend and everything, but she wanted a better life for that kid. And the way things were going, she didn't go to college, unfortunately. Just put that into perspective. But she was looking for other jobs. She thought about going to college, things like that. But between them two, they just decided to move out of state. So now they live in Nevada and they love it, And her boyfriend, he works. He does a lot of things good. He works his ass off to make sure that my sister and his son have food. And now they have a nice place in Nevada. And I mean, like everybody wants. They want to have a place. They want to have food. They want to be, not worried about, is my next meal gonna come? Like, what kind of life is that?
That's cool for that. Man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I don't know.
Yeah. We just.
I thought about moving out of state, but I don't know if I can do it.
Yeah.
I love the Bay Area so much, but it's really like it's a struggle within me myself. I love it. I love the Bay Area, but it's like I feel like the Bay Area cheated on me with like somebody richer. Left me for a sugar daddy.
Man, she missed out.
Bay in my bay. But like I'm in an abusive relationship with the Bay Area.
No, I feel you.
Yeah.
I like that too.
Yeah.
Even like with Toe too, like how they raise up Toe too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I try my best. Like I gotta be up earlier now.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get to work earlier now. I lose some more sleep because I gotta save that money.
Yeah.
It's like when I could just.
Because it adds up very fast, huh? Yeah.
It's like I got bills, I got stuff too, so it's like trying to balance everything. No, so I feel it. Like I really feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like it's ridiculous.
Wait, would you have like have you talked to other people in the Bay Area and see like what their struggle was?
Like
just like are they working two jobs? Cause
yeah, but I guess I never really got hella deep in it because one, I don't know, just to cross that unless I really know the person I like to.
Yeah.
And number two, it's like I don't know, they seem happy or they're like, oh, I'm making that money and stuff, so I just go, oh, okay, well, you're fine. But they must have that insight too.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a reality. A lot of people, I feel like we try to hide it. We don't want to like say it, but we have to talk about it because it's becoming a problem. It's becoming an epidemic. The middle class in the Bay Area is almost non-existent. It's becoming really bad. I remember watching, and not just the Bay Area, by the way. It's like California is becoming really bad. I was watching this thing on Vice News, where there was a woman. She was working a full time. She was, she did everything you're supposed to do. She's not on drugs. She's not doing anything crazy. Okay, she's a regular person. Does her 9 to 5. She works, a good job like in accounting or something for a very, famous thing. But even with that, and this is like in LA, she couldn't find a place. So she ended up, what she do? Like, well, she's not gonna sleep in the streets. She has a car, so she ended up sleeping in her car, and she faced the same challenges I faced, which was when I was homeless. Now I'm like living back with my mom, but she was facing the same challenges, which was if you park, you know, like in a neighborhood, people harass you by calling the cops. The cops will harass you if you park in parking lots. You know, you might get towed because there's towing companies. There's like all these challenges. So she was just, you know, and then she was a woman. So as a female and being on the streets, it's even like it's another set of dangers that guys don't really have to face. You know, sexual assault being one of them. Because she had an instance where like some guy tried to get into her car and everything.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah. So there's parts down like by LA. They're trying to have this thing where I don't know if it's a band-aid or if it's actually a solution. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to push like these empty parking lots where there's no buildings or anything to have where people who have cars can sleep in them comfortably.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
So they have these empty parking lots. The city will like subsidize it and everything, so the people who are sleeping in their cars can actually have a place to stay. But again, I don't know if that's a band-aid to like a fucking, you know, blood coming out of a wound, or if that's a solution.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you're just saying, oh, here's a space, which is nice. Don't get me wrong, but then you're not giving us houses. So it's like you're making people sleep in their cars and giving them space. That's fine. That's cool. Thank you. But give us a damn house. Give in some running water. And like, people can't really be living in their car. You can't take a shower. You can't brush your teeth. You can't, you know, go to the restroom comfortably because you're at, where's the restroom? The wilderness? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Damn. That's crazy though. I mean, it's kind of like you said, it could be a band-aid, it could be, you know.
Yeah.
But I do like the idea. It's kind of cool.
It's a good first step, but I hope that's not where we're gonna end up to.
No, because you like can't do that long term.
Yeah.
For sure you can't. Like,
yeah. Like, let's just say in 10 years, let's say that it happens. Like a lot of people that lived in the Bay Area can no longer afford it. Well, guess what? Those rich people are not gonna want to go out there working as a barista. They're not gonna work, you know, being a chef. They're not gonna want to do any of that. They want to be catered to. They don't want to cater. So what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen with all that? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not gonna do it themselves. And people in the Bay Area can no longer afford to live here. So, you know, they're probably either gonna move out of state or move somewhere else. So what's gonna happen there? You're gonna be like, you're gonna have all these job openings, but nobody wants to take them because either it's too far, because people are moving to Fresno. People are moving to Fresno or Modesto, so it's like, what kind of future do you want to have in the Bay Area?
Yeah. Hopefully. Just keep the hope alive.
I'm trying. I really am.
No, for real.
Don't like. I'm not like a person that just stays on my ass and like. There are times where sometimes at work, I'm spending time looking for like a second job or something. But right now, all they have right now is like gigs. And I don't want a gig because I already know what that's all about. You gotta do your own taxes. And then that's a fucking pain in the ass. And then when tax season comes around, you gotta pay the government back in taxes because you didn't pay taxes. So it's a fucking mess.
Yeah.
You know, it's a mess. You know, and people are not very flexible with your scheduling.
Well, yeah, so like if they gotta balance all this stuff, and then they gotta learn how to do their own taxes, and then they gotta learn to pay it, like,
yeah,
you know, it's
yeah.
Like, on top of it, and they're trying to get those gigs just to pay off maybe what they owe or anything.
Yeah, it's like student loan debt or housing or food or like just the basic necessities, you know.
Damn.
Rent. You know.
It's like, I still gotta pay you?
Yeah. Like I fucking just like, oh wait a minute. Aren't you supposed to take out my taxes for me? Like, no, but when you're 1099, Uber, Lyft, all those companies are considered 1099 contractors, independent contractors. So they give you the money, not a problem, but then you gotta pay that money back. Pretty a pain in the ass. And a lot of the people, to be honest, I'm not gonna. Where are they gonna pull? Let's say they made $5,000 in Uber. They need that money. They're living literally one Uber ride, one Lyft ride away, just barely taking it day by day. They don't got $5,000. Where are they gonna pull that? You know what I'm saying? They gotta pay that money back because Uncle Sam needs his dinero. But they're not gonna have that type of money. People are not. It's really hard. So I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. Is the solution more housing for people? Is the solution? I don't know. We just need to really talk about this and really talk about this. Have all the police officers, firefighters, teachers come together, have everybody come together and be like, look, 10 years, the Bay Area is not going to be the Bay Area. 10 years, it's going to be an entirely different society.
Real. And it's and that's not gonna if let's just say they people from let's say Silicon Valley and all that.
Yeah.
Let's say they're because they're from there is where it's starting and spreading.
Yeah.
Let's say if they think that's how they're gonna stop problems, it might make it safer out here. But to stop problems that we deal with is not gonna do anything by jacking up the rent. It's actually gonna make it worse. How you're saying, how it could be 10 years.
Well, there's several studies. There's several studies to show that poverty increases crime. So if you have more people that are impoverished, that's not gonna help anything. If anything, that's gonna make it worse. So you need to bring either I don't know what is it? Do you bring people? You either pay people more or you decrease the rent. I don't know. You got to do something. There has to be something done.
A balance for at least every city.
Yeah.
Just let them balance. And everybody will be even more happier.
Yeah, but the thing is, those, the people realtors and shit like that, they're kind of greedy too. They want their piece of the action. So if people are paying, $1,300 or whatever, or they sell a house that's fucking $2 million, they're going to get a piece of that action. So they don't got nothing to lose. So they'll fight against, public housing or this or that. So it's like a fight. I don't know what's the best way to approach it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, not just that money talks.
Yeah, but is the money worth losing? Everybody.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Money's cool to have, but is it worth losing people? Is it worth having people sleeping in their cars? Is it worth teachers not being able to teach? Is it worth losing police officers because they have to go to another city or whatever? Firefighters can't save people because they're they have to move because they can't afford it. Yeah. Is that fair? Is that fair for the cities? Is that fair for the people that pay taxes for those cities? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think the Bay Area needs to step it up. I don't know how. I don't know what, but we need to step it up big time. Because if we don't do something now, it's going to get worse. Because a lot of things are going to get automated. A lot of people are going to lose a lot of jobs. So,
Yeah, start preparing. Everybody, start preparing.
And get your fucking pitchforks and hit the city hall and stop going to work or something. I don't know.
Yeah, because I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of what I know it's a big goal, but if I can accomplish it, that's kind of what I want to do. What I was telling you with Marshawn Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not everybody, but if I can at least help 1%, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
At least just buy something for alright, you guys can stay.
Just get a development thing.
Yeah, because at least do something for my part.
Yeah.
In case let's say there's not a lot of people trying to help it out.
Yeah.
At least I can do something.
I always wanted something like that. Sometimes
it feels better when you have if you have a lot of money and you're able to give back and share.
Yeah.
One, it feels good, and two, it's always good karma. So why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's instead of having all this money that I won't have when I'm dead.
Yeah.
And be mad.
That's why I don't understand. Amazon doesn't pay taxes. They're a fucking $1 billion company.
I heard about that.
That's crazy. Why? You guys have a fucking corporation. You guys not paying tax. You guys making billions of dollars. How much more money do you need? why don't you give it back some of that money to the community so that way you have workers or something like that? I don't know. I just feel like the gap between like the few and everybody else is becoming larger and larger. And it's,
the tax breaks. You should see it. You should see how it is.
It's crazy, right?
Crazy, yeah. Hella crazy. And you can find ways to, like, if you make a lot of money, you can find ways to get tax breaks so you can get more return.
Yeah.
Instead of paying.
Like, what the fuck?
How do you get a return if you're not paying? Yeah, that I was like reading that. Like, I'm like, what? It kind of got me mad.
A lot of people really don't like it. Like Bill Gates doesn't like it. Doesn't like the tax, like the way the taxes are structured. Warren Buffett doesn't like it either. Those people, you know, they don't want to have all the money in the world. Like when they die, they want to donate all the money to charities and shit. Because you know, what's the point? You're not, you know, people, the Egyptians, the pharaohs, they thought they were gonna go inside the, you know, tomb. And all their riches are gonna go to heaven. But guess what? Their bodies are in there, and their fucking riches are down here. So who's the dummy now?
You know, finds it, they keep it.
It's the same shit. Like all these billionaires think they're gonna take them. Where are they gonna take their money? Where's the money gonna go? They ain't gonna go nowhere, dude. Like our money's gonna disappear somehow.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Like I can keep, like, let's say have some for my daughter, and that's it. And the rest can just get donated. Like that would be cool for me.
Yeah.
You know, like I would die happy. Like, all right, cool. You know, and I give her everything. I don't know, like, you know.
Yeah.
She has to learn too, but like that's cool. I don't know. Just,
No, that's cool.
I don't see that like wanting to have all of it.
Yeah. Like how much do you need? How much is enough?
Yeah.
Is 5,000? Is 5 million enough? Is 10 million enough? Is 20 million? Like, what's enough? What's enough for, you know, for those who have everything?
For real.
Like, how many cars do you need? How many houses do you need? How many, like, what's, like, once you get, like, I understand, you know, if you're poor or whatever and you get, like, a nice house because you worked hard or whatever, it's different versus, like, you know, you just keep having money coming in, like, holy shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, I don't know. I just, you know, I have empathy, but at the same time, it's like you said, how much is enough? Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know that question either.
Yeah.
I guess it can be. It's hard for me to say. You know, I work catering servers, and these people got money out of their fucking ass. I'm telling you, these people have money coming out of their ass. I go to these, like, I'm serving these rich, whatever, I don't care if you're fucking billionaire or billionaire or whatever. These older white people, the females all have, like, pearl necklaces and pearl things and this and that. Fucking, you know, Gucci and, you know, fucking all the name brands. And then the guys are wearing the nice tux and everything, they're, you know, whatever. And these people are dropping, like, you know, they do it for the right cause, but they do it because they want tax break. So they'll donate for a charity, but they know that because their donations is going to get them, like, they're going to have to either pay less taxes or going to get more taxes back. They'll do it. But these people are dropping fucking $1 million here, $5,000, $500,000. Like, I'm like, me and my coworkers looking at each other like, did we just hear? Like, did we really just hear somebody just drop like $500,000? I'm like, what the? I'm like, that's crazy. Like, I don't know. It's so crazy. I just heard a 6-figure. I'm like, what? Because that's like money. That's like they just drop it. Like if it's a, like chump change. Like here's 500,000. Do what you want. Okay, guys. Okay. Here's $500,000 for charity. These.
Let me get that receipt.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, shit. I'm about to start my own charity. Shit. I'm just kidding. FBI or whoever. I'm just kidding.
The Fabian charity.
The Fabian Foundation. Help one man achieve his dreams. Never work his day. Oh, I'm just kidding. I don't like working.
Hey,
yeah.
That's cool. Dang.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So, I guess move on from it. I mean, I love it though. I love this whole conversation.
Yeah.
But
what are the things that you have in mind?
they're like, mean, I don't want to do no spoilers, but is there like another idea of you thinking of like writing about, or is there something that's been on your mind?
That's the main thing that's been on my mind. The Bay Area.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool post too. If you haven't seen it, check it out on Facebook. I will share it.
Thank you. The Bay Area, just living in the Bay Area has just been on my mind. Like, I want to have a future out here. I really do. Really want to have a future with my girlfriend out here. But it's just really difficult. Me and my girl are trying to get, even if it's a fucking dinky ass studio, but it's like really hard to find something that's affordable, where you're making enough money where you can pay rent and not worry about your next meal. Because like more than like, if I were to say like if I were to get a place with her, half of my paycheck, at least one full paycheck of the entire month would go just towards rent. That's a lot of money. You know, I need 2 weeks of food. I can't just pay all like, rent, plus, phone bill and all the other stuff. Credit card. I have a little bit of credit card debt too.
Yeah.
It's like, is this feasible? Do I need to go back to school? So it's just a lot of like things I've been thinking about.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Do I need to move out of the Bay Area? Do I need to look for another job? It's crazy.
No, for real. Oh yeah. Me too, man. Me too. Oh yeah.
Wait, what are your thoughts?
Like on what?
Just the like. Do you see a future yourself here in the Bay Area? Do you see a future outside California? Like, what's your like? What are you thinking about like this crazy rent, this crazy like,
Yeah.
just living, it's, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, like for me, I mean, I don't know, cause I am trying to do like my music and I'm doing all this media that I really like doing. So I feel like I don't want to leave the Bay Area because I've been here my whole life. And I kind of like, let's just say, when I make it, or when I start making a lot more money, I do want to stay here because it's not crazy. Like, I know it's hella expensive and it's crazy, but like here up in the hills, or even Warner Creek up in the hill, just where it's peaceful, where I can just be chilling, not worrying. But I mean, it is hella expensive. But I mean, I do want to because I know like. Especially like if you make it when it comes to music, it comes with a lot of stuff, and LA is not somewhere I would want to be like at all. So I would want to stay here, but the only reason I would move out of state personally is because how my daughter, she lives out of state. So for me, it's like if I tried and everything didn't work out, then I would leave for sure. Yeah, I would leave for sure. Especially if it doesn't really go higher,
Yeah.
It's like, and I don't have the time and I can't, like, I get to the point where I know I can't do it no more. Yeah,
we're working like 16-hour days or something crazy.
I'm not eating.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like, I would be gone.
Have you ever had days where you had like skip meal or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah, hell yeah. Or like even now, like I gotta wake up earlier now, sleep earlier now, just so I won't pay those $2. And it's like
crazy.
Yeah. And it's like, and if I wake up at a certain time, that's it. I already missed it, and I paid the $7.
Because of the traffic.
So it's like, like, I mean, I don't like try to stress on it that much because I'm already stressing.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still there. I know, like, if I leave at this time, I already know I have stress till I get there.
Yeah.
And it's dangerous too, because if I'm trying to save that money, like I'm over here pushing like 90, like going that fast, and what if I crash, I die, or I hurt somebody? Just because I'm trying to save that money, because I know it's gonna affect me if I don't.
Yeah.
Over time. Like when I'm like, I'll pay the $7, but I know eventually like my check will just be even smaller and smaller, and I'm looking at it like, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, all that does play, and even food is expensive. It's like, so it's like everything is expensive. So I try to like limit it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like mind it, but it does sometimes bother me. Like I'll be like, damn, like shit, like. And sometimes I try to like sell things online, and it doesn't happen every day. So while I'm waiting, it's like now I'm waiting on that to give me money so I can buy something to eat.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't come now, I gotta just wait. So
it's crazy.
Yeah. So I mean, but I do want to stay because I don't know. For me, like me personally, it's a challenge, and I'd like the challenge. I'm just like that. I'm just competitive like that. Like, you give me a challenge, even if it's hard.
Yeah.
I try my best. Like, if I like the challenge.
Right, right.
If someone like, screw that. But if I like the challenge, I go, all right, you want to do that? I'll get there. You know, and I try my best. So, I mean, that's only for me.
Right.
You know, everybody, like I said, everybody's different. Everybody has their, you know, perspective. Everybody has their lives and what they got to go with. So I can't be like, oh, you know, like, you don't want to do it. Well, sucks for you. You leave. I'm like, no. Like, I'm like, yo, stay. Like, I've been doing it for hella years. Like, I think even when I first got Facebook, which is like 2013.
Yeah.
You know, friends from school, they would like post like, oh, I want to move out to Barrie, it's expensive. And I would always be the one to be like, no, don't go. Like, you know, because for me, it's like, don't leave. Like, you know, we're all here. Like, don't go. So, you know, it's sad. It is. Like, I mean, I'm happy for them though. Like, when, you know, they leave, like, hey, I know they're happy. But, you know, inside, you know, selfishly though, I can't, like, selfishly though, I'm like, man, like, even if I've never kicked it with you since, like, you know, in hella years, I still have like that small connection. Like, hey, you know, we were kind of cool. We were like family. I'm happy for you, you know, but you know, it's just like everybody just leaves, and it's kind of like, man, you know, so it's kind of lonely. Like,
oh, I see that.
So like, what if I stay but everybody leaves? Like, it'd be hella lonely.
Well,
we're just selfish.
What if you end up leaving because the rent, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
like,
it contradicts.
Yeah,
no, it really does.
Yeah, what if like
that's funny.
What if like, as much as you stay, like, you have to leave because either you're not getting paid, like your pay doesn't like go as fast as the rent, or you know, something like that. What would you do?
Yeah, right. I would be like, I'm sorry for everybody who's staying, but I gotta go to.
We're all gonna be on Modesto. I saw ya.
Oh yeah, hey, let's all meet up. Yeah, let's all meet up. Hey,
Stockton.
That's not a bad idea, actually. Hey, we're all back together.
Totally. Way the fuck out there.
But yeah, I would probably post something on Facebook like, to everybody who I said stay, I'm sorry, you know, forgive me, but now it's my turn. Like, hold on up to it for sure. Tell everybody to stay.
That's so funny. It's hilarious.
So yeah, like, it's sad, but for me, it's just a challenge, and I really like it. I really like the challenge. Like, that's why it's like, that's why. Even though I'm up early, I'm like, all right, Angel, gotta be up early. Let's get up, you know. Let's get up. Let's beat it. Like, oh, okay, you wanna go $7? I'm gonna get there. You know, like, you ain't gonna beat me. I'm gonna get to 7.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna get on the 7. And stuff like, I just do little challenges like that. But you know, maybe I don't feel it now, but I might feel it. Like by today, I already feel it.
Yeah.
Like, I got home, I took a little nap because I was tired. I was like, damn. You know.
I know I was
tired, so it's like.
Yeah, like I feel it towards like Friday too, because I'm doing the same thing. I'm waking up at 4:30 every single day. You know, I'm waking up at 4:30. I'm not coming home till like 7:38.
Dang.
So I pretty much like I'm spending like fucking 18 hours or something crazy like that. Like pretty much like just working, getting up, you know, going to work, you know, helping my girlfriend, and then going home. So I don't get home till late, and then by that time I pretty much just like scarf up some food, like a vacuum cleaner, just eat something real quick, and then just fucking fall asleep. I really got time to like, you know, do a lot of things. Eat food, watch a little bit of TV, just to kind of wind down, and then go to sleep.
Damn.
Yeah, so by like today, I feel it like real bad. Like my 30-minute break today, I had like napped like somewhere hidden in my work. There's like these little places where you can nap.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fresh.
So I kind of like hid myself in one of like these little areas, and I just took like a 20-minute nap.
Hell yeah.
I had to. I also fall asleep on the road. I don't want to fall asleep on the road.
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for real.
Like today, if I didn't like take that little 15-20-minute nap, I would have for sure fell asleep on that road and hit somebody. Because my body's like, fuck, dude, what are you doing? And you know, I try to go to sleep 9:30, so I can at least get like 6-7 hours. But like getting up is like, fuck.
Hell yeah. No, I'll be doing like the most I sleep is probably 6 hours. Yeah, mostly sometimes I do 5, sometimes I do 4.
Those are hard days. You know those days are long.
Hell yeah.
You know those days. I know those days.
I get like right when I park, like, because I get to work like half hour before I start.
Yeah.
Like right when I get to parking, I'm just like, I gotta open this
Your
door.
eyes are like shutting, huh? Yeah.
I'm like, can I go in late? Like, no, you can't be late. Go to work. I'm like, all right, I'll go to work. I'm like talking to myself, but I'm like so tired.
You get up before the sun gets up too. How much time do you get up? 5?
No, like 4.
Oh, 4?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I gotta leave my house by 4:30 to get before the bridge at 5. 'Cause once it hits 5, it's $7. So I gotta get there before 5.
What? $7?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
No, I thought it was just 6.
No, it went up $1.
What the? When?
Shit, this year actually.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, what? 'Cause yeah, 'cause I was at 6.
I heard it going from like up to 6, from 5 to 6.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you can go up to 7.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and it's like, so then I asked one of my coworkers, because she comes from the Golden Gate.
Yeah.
Hey, how much? I'm like, maybe it's cheaper, maybe I can sleep a little bit more.
Yeah.
Hey, how much is Golden Gate? Oh, $7. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, hell no.
I was like, screw that, I'm just going my
I'm not
way.
living in Marin and shit.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's like a whole turn.
Yeah,
Just
that's
to go to
a big
Richmond, everything, just to get to there and pay the same thing. Like,
It's like you're wasting more gas and more like toll money. That's crazy.
Yeah, so I'd rather just wake up at 4, leave by 4:30,
Just fucking book it.
Fuck it. Like,
Yeah, and at that time there's not much traffic too,
yeah,
so that's good.
Yeah, it's not too bad. So it's cool, but it's just, Then I'm taking my 2 shots of espresso and my coffee to
You're all
stay up.
stimulated and shit.
Survive the whole day.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right.
I don't know how I make it work, to be honest. I just go. Sometimes I don't even eat breakfast. And I'm like, just fucking. I just go and like just make it throughout the day, and then like I get to work. I'm always doing something, and then it's like, oh, it's time for like getting ready for lunch, and oh, lunch is here. It's time to work lunch, and then once lunch ends, oh, time to pack up. Like it's like, oh shit. Yeah, like I move a lot of my work. I like moving, but man, once you just like sit after all that moving, you sit down, you're like,
Alright, my brother. I got 2 final questions.
Alright, for sure.
Alright. Number 1 is, where can they find you on social media?
Social media. I have an Instagram called Mr. Smiley 777. You can follow me on that. There's a reason behind the name. I'm trying to get a book. There's a character in there. But yeah, there's that. And then that's pretty much like the best way. I'm not really on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what's your URL for your blogs? Do you want to check it out?
Oh, the thing at www.theshortstoryguy.com.
Those links will be below for sure.
For sure.
All right.
My
final question.
For sure.
My final question. I asked Juan this one, so you know what I ask you too.
Okay.
If you were on a stage,
okay,
and you had a mic, and these are the last, like, it can be words, sentence.
Okay.
This is what everybody's gonna remember. There's cameras, everything. Everybody's gonna remember you for this, and right after you say what you have to say, that's it. It's over.
Okay.
What would you say?
Okay. Stop being so fucking politically correct and enjoy some humor.
Damn.
So thank you for having me. It was a lot of fun.
Hell yeah, it was hella dope. This has been another honest podcast for y'all. Have a good night. Thank you for listening. Be safe and always have fun. Peace.